You ever finish a track, play it back, and think, yeah, it's good. But why doesn't it do anything? No goosebumps, no emotion, just sound. You stare at the waveform like it owes you something. You mixed it for hours, layered every texture, EQ'd every click, and still, it feels flat. That's the quiet heartbreak of every artist. The technicals are there, but the feeling isn't. And the more you chase perfection, the more lifeless it becomes. I've been there, and I'll be real with you. Sometimes I still end up there. It's not that you lack skill, it's that somewhere along the way, you stopped telling the truth. You started producing to prove instead of to express, to impress strangers instead of to connect with someone who feels like you. There was a season when I was doing everything right. The cinematic drums, the reverb tails, the massive drops. But every export felt like I was putting on a costume, not creating something real. It sounded expensive, but it didn't sound like me, because I wasn't creating from my own story. I was chasing someone else's highlight reel. What makes a track hit? Here's the truth. Nobody tells you. A track that hits isn't the loudest, the cleanest, or the most complex. It's the one that breathes. It's the one that lets silence say as much as the sound. Emotion doesn't live in your plugins or your mastering chain. It lives in how you listen, to your song, to yourself, to what it's trying to say. Think of the songs that move the world. Someone Like You. One piano, one voice, one truth. Mad World, two chords, Infinite Ache. Time by Hans Zimmer. Same motif, endless evolution. None of these tracks are dense, they're alive. They inhale, they exhale. They trust the listener enough to slow down. The big misunderstanding. Most producers confuse complexity with depth and loudness with impact. Complexity impresses producers. Clarity moves listeners. We think, if I add one more layer, it'll feel bigger. But emotional connection doesn't come from size. It comes from focus. Every unnecessary sound steals space from the one that matters. And here's the irony. The more layers you add, the less each one means. You turn your song into a crowd where nobody's listening. A track hits when everything inside it knows its purpose. When that snare cracks because it means something. When that pad swells because it's saying something unspoken. The breath, your emotional spine. Every great track has a spine, a pulse, a breath. If your track can't breathe, it can't move anyone. Music is emotion translated into time. It's rhythm, space, tension, and release, just like life. When we overfill our sessions, we cut off the song's oxygen. We stop letting it live. Here's the simplest rule that changed everything for me. Don't add what you can't explain. If you can't answer why a sound exists, it probably doesn't belong there. Breath is what makes your listener lean in. It's that moment, right before the drop, that microsecond of silence that makes hearts stop. Silence is your most powerful instrument. We spend so much time polishing our sound that we forget to leave fingerprints on it. The best tracks feel human because they are. They crack. They wobble. They shift tempo slightly when emotion takes over. Your DAW won't tell you this, but imperfection is the gateway to authenticity. When you quantize too much, you kill the heartbeat. When you auto-tune every note, you flatten the truth. You know what I leave in sometimes? The vocal breaths, the slide off-key synth, the pad that fades a little too early, because that's the stuff people feel. That's the whisper that says, a human made this. Here's the framework I use when a track feels technically great but emotionally dead. 1. Strip it down. Mute everything except the 2 to 3 elements that tell the story. If it still feels good, you're onto something. If it feels empty, you didn't need more layers. You needed more honesty. 2. Find the breath. Every song has natural inhale and exhale points, transitions, pauses, phrases. Accent those moments, don't rush them. If you leave one extra bar of space, let it breathe. 3. Add humanity, draw automation by hand, slightly detune a synth. Nudge your drum hits off-grid. Let the rhythm move like a heartbeat, not a clock. 4. Serve the story. Every sound should answer this question. Does this help tell the story or distract from it? If it doesn't serve the story, delete it. 5. Return to the why. Ask yourself, why did I start this track in the first place? Was it curiosity, pain, hope, nostalgia? Bring that emotion back into the mix. The tools don't create emotion. Your intention does. When a track hits, it's because it makes people feel seen. The moment it stops doing that, it's because the artist was hiding. If you're scared your best won't be enough, you'll subconsciously bury it under production. You'll overmix, overprocess, overthink until the feeling drowns in the noise. That's not failure. That's fear disguised as professionalism. So here's the emotional clarity test. After you finish a track, close your eyes and ask, if someone I love were to hear this, would they understand what I'm trying to say? If the answer is yes, stop mixing. You're done. If the answer is no, it's not EQ you need, it's honesty. There's this moment that always humbles me. It's when I solo a single piano note and it suddenly sounds alive. No drums, no layers, just space and intention. And I realize maybe the track didn't need more. Maybe I just needed less. Because music isn't supposed to impress. It's supposed to connect. If your track doesn't hit, it doesn't mean you're bad at this. It means you're too close to it. You lost your breath somewhere in the process. And that's okay. It happens to all of us. You can find it again, you can strip it back, feel again, and start over. Your track doesn't need to be bigger. It needs to be So here's what I want you to do tonight. Open your last project, solo the main melody, turn off everything else, then listen, not as a producer but as a human. Does it move you? Does it still make you feel something? If not, mute something, breathe, find the truth again, because you don't need another plugin, you need another why. And if you want a little spark to start from, grab the free cinematic tracks I linked below, use them, remix them, or just listen to Remember Why You Started. And hey, if you're ready to co-create something personal, something with breath and soul, I'd love to help you build it. You'll find that link there too, because at the end of the day, music that hits isn't just heard, it's felt. And if you can make someone feel, you'll never need to chase another trend again.